Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. Cardano ADA is at the moment, again, a very messy chart. It starts to develop a not very positive chart structure. It's a chart structure that ideally, again, where I'd like to see another low. I mean, we've talked about that anyway. It has been primary expectation anyway to get another low here, and it just continues to look a bit rubbish. Because what has moved up from here, from the low, it's just nothing reliable in terms of any bullish counts, yeah. And the sideways range here also is just something that looks a bit painful, to be honest. We are hovering below resistance, so we've got basically two main resistance levels here on the chart. We've got one support area, which is here, between 30 cents and 30.8 cents, and then we have a resistance area where, or the let's call it a resistance level here at around 32 cents. I'm gonna put that on the chart actually. That's the first one, and if we break above that, we can fairly easily, I would say, get to the 33.2 cent level. All of these are not great jumps, and however, they are levels that need to be broken to enable us, for example, to the upside to move higher, to then maybe around 35 cents, and then we talk about 38 in terms of key resistance levels. But my focus is currently here on the downside, especially as long as we stay below the 33.2 cent level, which is this high from the B wave high which we had here. And if you watch the previous videos, you will know that my assumption is that we still see new lows here, because the overall wave pattern suggests that we are in this ending diagonal for ADA, so that from the high, which was made in May, end of May, we came down in a wave 1, we moved up in a 2, we came down in 3, moved up in a 4, and one more leg down here in a wave 5, and we are now in this fifth wave. And in this fifth wave, or at least I count it in a way that I see this as an ABC. And we've got here the wave A down, the wave B as a triangle, and we could be in the wave C. There's at least a good way of counting it, especially as we haven't yet seen any reversal to the upside. That is unchanged from the previous video, so there is no clear bottom signal in place. Of course, we have with the most recent low here, where we hit my support area and reversed, we have hit the support area, we haven't made a new low. This could count as a possible reversal pattern, but it's not strong enough for me to really consider that too thoroughly. Yeah, so my primary expectation remains down, especially as long as we stay below 32 cents and then 33.2, right? So target to the downside remains to be around the 27 cent range. That is the wave 3. Then there would be a shallow wave 4 and another wave 5 down into the region around 23 cents. That is for me the most likely outcome here. Again, it's not a very reliable count. One more thing to mention here. You can, if you look at it that way, we can currently identify here a descending trend line, which together with an ascending trend line down there could create, or does create, some kind of a triangle here. Now, is this trend continuation pattern or not? Doesn't really matter, because we need to wait for the breakout anyway, but we are heading without a doubt into some kind of an apex here, and that usually leads to some kind of an impulsive breakout. And if we look at this count and we say we are still in this third wave down, it would most likely be a breakout to the downside. Just need to be ready for that. But of course, out of a triangle, the price might go in any direction. Important to know is that just because we move up briefly, it is not necessarily a super bullish outcome. Until I really get a clear 5-wave structure to the upside here and 3 waves down, I will assume further downside potential to the levels that I mentioned. There is of course also a possible bullish count that would assume that here on the 21st of November, when we made that low just below 30 cents, that this ended the bear market low. That is possible technically, but it's just not very likely. it's not very likely. And I would see this here, for example, as a wave 1 to the upside, then here a wave 2 to the downside. And we could say from this low here, from the 28th of November, we've moved up in another 5-wave pattern. And I mean, you know, with these counts, sometimes I can give you all sorts of counts, but they need to be reliable. And as you know, my job is to identify the most reliable wave counts. But here, this is an option to count it bullish. But again, it feels a bit like hopium for me. 5 waves up. Let me change the wave degree here just briefly. 5 waves up, that could count again as a wave 1. Then we're coming down now in wave 2 again. But the problem with this count is, if this is supposed to be a bullish count, then you have here a wave 1, a wave 2. We're now in the wave 3, and within the wave 3, you've got your wave 1 done. We come down in 2. Yeah, but this would be a leading diagonal. This would be a leading diagonal. That is just extremely unreliable. It just is. Okay, but you should now know the key resistance, support, and breakout levels. But maybe one last thing, if we assume this might be a bullish breakout pattern, what would be the key support? So I don't want to release you without telling you that as well. So there is a key support area. In this case, so this area worked out, but for this particular case, in terms of a bullish count, it would be the area between 31 and 30.4 cents. So if we go below 30.4, then this very, very small bullish option here would be basically very unlikely as well. So keep an eye on the 30.4 cent level. If we drop below that, then that would be a very good signal that we are breaking down, in my opinion. But yeah, that's really all I can tell you about ADA at the moment. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.